bad defensive decisions, but Duncan Robinson did a great job to close it off. And yeah, I mean, I thought Jimmy and Bam and Gabe were money for him. Max Strus also great first half, great first couple of minutes, knocking down threes. So, I mean, it just kind of shows it. Mile high, they can win it. They can do it here. They just got one.
No, I completely agree. Like, this was a great performance by the Denver Nuggets in terms of being able to stick around this whole time by showing that they weren't going to lose this game. What I was impressed by was the fact that there was moments in the game where it looked like the Miami Heat were better without Jimmy Butler on the floor, but then at other times, Jimmy Butler needed the boys out there on the floor and him not to be on the floor. But I really think Gabe Vincent was huge. I mean, dude, Cody Zeller did a good job out there playing defense. I thought that was fun to watch. Was there anything else that you...
I think Cody Zeller should pack his bags and get to Cancun. I think he is done. He's toast. But it's hard to guard Jokic. I mean, you could say the same thing about Jokic in the second quarter when Jokic was off the field, off the court. I mean, they were killing it. They were on a run. They were on a heater. So you could go both ways.
Oh, damn. Sorry, my screen accidentally changed. But I wanted to say that the next thing that I wanted to bring up was the fact that, did you think this was a game that was it lost early? Or was this a game that you felt like the Denver Nuggets could get back into at any point?
But the Heat came back. So, I mean, it started Miami's way, and then Denver starts to pick it up by the end of the first quarter. And Denver might have even been winning. I think Miami was still up like 2 or something.
I don't know why, but on my side, you sound fucked up, but like you sound perfectly fine on the stream. I don't know why it's like being weird in my ear, but it's completely fine. I just had to check it on the stream. Either way, I think this was a game where, like, when you looked at it, I meant the sense that, like, it felt like in the second half this became the Miami Heat game, and even though the Nuggets were winning, it just felt like Jamal Murray wasn't, and like Nikola Jokic weren't. I guess I just didn't feel like the Nuggets were in control of this game, is what I'm really trying to get after.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Jokic, I mean, Christian Brown did a good job.
Christian Brown was phenomenal. Christian Brown deserves all the credit in the world. Okay, in my opinion, he was the guy that we all wanted to see, and he showed up like he was supposed to. So for me, I think that was just something that people didn't even realize how good of a player he was in that game, and how, I think, influential he was, in the first half, and that's why he played most of the second half. He earned Michael Malone's, trust. Christian Brown.
If Michael Porter Jr. is giving you 5, and Aaron's not clearing 15, and Jamal finishes with like 17, 15, it's gonna be tough. So yeah, once Miami, no one was making their shot, so Jokic had to kind of step it up and just go all balls to the wall on offense at 41. So yeah, it's just a great bounce back win for Miami, and it looked so grim because that's what makes it weird, is they started so good and then
they don't
making threes all game.
Yeah, and the thing is I think the Heat showed that they didn't need Jimmy to freaking win this game. Okay, when Jimmy came back in the fourth, or I think he had 13 points. Like, there was a good part of the game where I was talking to Luke while I was watching the game, and I was like, where is Jimmy? Okay, they were going on a run, and then I realized the guys on the floor were not even Jimmy. I think the lineup was Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, and Kevin Love, or Bam Adebayo out there. and they like went on that like 8-0 run.
Yeah, sometimes it motivated too.
Well, before
We
that,
gotta
they
step
were.
it up.
You remember the last time earlier in the game, it was like 3 minutes and 43 seconds that Jimmy Butler left the game, and they went -12 without him in the game. I was just talking with Luke. I was like, what happened with Jimmy Butler and the first couple games where, well, not first couple games, but since game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Jimmy Butler hasn't been the same player he was in the first 2 rounds and the first 3 games of the Eastern Conference Finals where he was getting whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Which I'm just interested to see, like, why is that the case, you know?
Well, he's I don't know. We saw it in the fourth, but he's pretty adamant about shooting sometimes, which is weird. It's like he's trying to get his teammates going, drive and kick, and then he'll decide to turn it on. So he probably realized like, hey, I could go and drop 35, 40 a night, but if my teammates aren't hitting their shots, well, it's just not a sustainable way to win these finals. But I would imagine Jimmy has another 35-point game, something close to 40 before the finals are over. But Gabe Vincent, I swear, has missed like 3 threes all playoffs. I mean, if he's doing that, your players are chipping in. Tyler Hero could be back for game 3. We haven't heard anything, so I'm gonna assume no, but we have until Wednesday night.
It was weird how they basically just stopped talking about Tyler Hero. He was getting hyped up because he was going to come back for game 2, and then he ends up coming back for game 3, which, I mean, whatever. But they did make it seem like he was going to be there for game 2, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll see him. I imagine we'll see him before. I really like all these days off. I'll imagine we'll see him by the end of the week. Game 4 is on Friday. Game 3 is Wednesday. We'll see. They drag these finals on so much. I think, what's the last game scheduled for? It's like June 18th. It's 2 weeks.
Yeah,
away.
I think it's the day before the NBA draft.
Like, it is absolutely crazy. Covering playoff basketball this year was not as fun as I thought it would be. It started pretty fun, and then life kind of catches up and you realize like, oh shit, I didn't watch the 12 games of basketball this weekend. I'm ready for the finals to be over, but I'm going to enjoy the finals. So I'm glad that they are on the last 3 days. We've been having 3 days in between. I just like it.
No, I understand liking that setup a bit more because it is a grind, to say the least, on how it all works out. So, any other things to say? Because I don't think we're gonna give our predictions. I think we'll leave it where we're at right now in terms of what we saw. I think this is a 7-game series. So if you want this shit to be over, just know I think we still got a lot more time, ladies and gentlemen, for this series to continue to be played. You?
Yeah, Heat in 7.
You think so?
Yep.